Hi Yogi, welcome to Yoga with Alina, and today we're going to flow through something that I call Feel Good Flow, which is basically my go-to class for when I want a balanced workout, stretch, just nice natural body movement. I'm sure you will enjoy it just as much as I enjoyed filming it. I'm using just one block for this one, but you can grab two, and you can also do it without any props as well. So whenever you feel ready, I'm going to see you on the mat in just a couple of moments. All right, Yogi, we're gonna start in a comfortable cross-legged seated position, just like I'm sitting right now. And if you want to sit on the block, sit on the block. If you're not using your blocks today, or if you simply don't want to do it, no hard feelings, get on the floor, get on your mat. Make sure that there's some space in front of you, and then close your eyes. And start this practice by simply bringing yourself, bringing your mind into this space, into right here, right now, disconnecting from the outside world and starting to bring all the awareness, all the attention inwards. Start noticing sensations, feelings, emotions, thoughts. And when you feel ready, you can start deepening your breath. Nice deep inhales matching long, long exhales. We're starting to send the air up and down the back of the throat to create an ocean-like sound. In and out through the nose. See if you can commit to this breath for the entire practice. Tune in. Let the breath become the rhythm for this practice. Take another round or so. And when you feel ready to start moving, you can start circling out your head, your neck. Direction doesn't matter. You can go fast, slow. You can stop at a certain point. You can keep on going. That part is up to you. This is simply you getting to know your body the way that it is this morning, this evening, this afternoon, wherever you're practicing. And then reverse the direction. Going to the other side. Enjoy this movement. Be curious about your body. This is where this movement is coming from. And do another round of breath here. Now we're going to find stillness right in the center and bring your hands to your knees if they're not there yet. Start circling out the upper body. Again, there's no right, there's no wrong way to do this. You can go with big circles, small circles, fast, slow. You can stop somewhere just to get to know that space a bit better. You're creating the practice for yourself. And then reverse the direction, go into the other side. Same exact thing, no rush. There's never any rush in this practice. And remember about the breath. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I'll take it. And from here, we're finding stillness right in the center again. That's where we'll meet. And with me, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands are going to come down to heart center in prayer. Set up an intention for the practice. Why are you here? What brought you here? And what is it that's going to keep you on the mat the entire practice? Very personal question. And once you set it up, the next inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands are going to come down in front of your shins. If you're sitting on the block like I'm doing right now, sit on the floor, press the sits bones against the ground, and then start walking the hands further forward, lengthening through the sides of your body. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back, neck is long. This one is not about the depth, this is about length. And then keep on walking the hands further forward, eventually rolling over your knees. We're coming into tabletop. Adjust your tabletop. The knees are coming underneath your hips. The hands are under your shoulders. Take a moment here. And from there with me, inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, push away from the ground and pop up your spine. Let's do it again. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round and curl up. Last one here. Inhale, open up. Exhale, you're going to push away from the ground. Separate the shoulder blades, round your back. Hold it for a second longer than before. And the next inhale brings you back to your neutral spine. Hips are staying on top of your knees. Start walking the hands forward, lowering the forehead down to the ground. Happy pose. And if you already feel your shoulders, the upper back, the chest in this one, then you're staying here. If you need a little bit more, the chin goes down to the ground, maybe even your chest, but don't push it too far. This is the very beginning of the practice. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, sink the chest just a tiny bit closer to the floor. We'll do this again. Inhale. And exhale deeper. Good. The next inhale, slide yourself forward, coming into Sphinx pose. The shoulders are going to stack on top of your elbows. Hips are going down. Pull the chest through the arms, opening the heart, draw the shoulder blades down. The back neck is super long. And then imagine that you're doing those cat-cows only with your upper back. Push away from the ground. Separate the shoulder blades. Bring the chin a little bit closer to your chest. We're going to keep that engagement. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips up. Shoulders are staying over the elbows, body's parallel to the floor, the gaze is between the forearms, starting to activate the core. Heels are on top of your toes, nice long stance. And we're gonna start walking the feet up. Baby steps, arriving into dolphin pose. You don't have to go super far here. And then once you hit your max, you can bend and straighten your legs a couple of times. But try to keep the forehead far away from the ground. You're pushing through the shoulders. You're activating the upper body as well. We're finding stillness with legs if you're removing them. And with your next inhale, one strong movement, lift both elbows off the floor, coming into your very first downward facing dog. Push the hips back and up. See if you can separate the shoulder blades. That's going to get you out of the shoulders into the lats. Much easier to hold, I promise you that much. And if you want to bend and straighten your legs here again, you can go for it. Should feel pretty good on the hamstrings. I personally had a hamstring workout yesterday, so it does feel really good for me. I'm taking the option for myself. And then we're finding stillness with the legs. Together, inhale, lift the heels as high up as you can. Exhale, drop the heels and the hips over to the right, getting into the left side body. This is still an upside down V shape, so you're pushing the hips back and up. It's just that the left side is getting a tiny bit more love. And we're going to have to match that. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Exhale, drop the heels and the hips over to the other side, stretching through the right side body. Same exact thing, it's just that the right side is getting more attention. Keep pushing the hips back and up. One more moment here. The next inhale, lift you back to center. Exhale, sink the heel a tiny bit closer to the ground. Beautiful job. And one last time, inhale, lift the heels. This time you're rounding yourself forward, coming into your high plank. Stack your shoulders over the wrist. Take a moment here. And then with me, bend your knees a little bit. Arch the back like you would for cat-cows. And as you exhale, push back, coming into your downward facing dog. Spinal wave, we're going to keep going through it. Inhale, lift the heels, round yourself forward, high plank pose. Exhale, bend the knees, arch the back, travel into your downward face. Keep going just like this, moving at your own pace with your breath. Letting the inhales bring you forward, letting the exhales push you back. Your breath is guiding your movement. You can close your eyes here. I guarantee you're doing everything perfectly fine. And really tune in. Check in. How does it feel to move both upper and lower body in this fluid motion? How does it feel to synchronize your breath and your movement? And we'll do another round or so. The next time you come into your high plank, you're going to hold it there with the shoulders stacking over the wrist. The heels are on top of your toes. Body comes parallel to the ground. This is where we'll meet. And with me, inhale, push the shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale on the count of 5 for lowering down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly touches the ground. Push yourself back to center on the mat because most likely you're a bit too far forward. That's okay. We're going to slide the hands outside the mat. Elbows go towards the ceiling. The fingertips on the floor. With me, inhale, press into the fingertips, lift up. Exhale, the right shoulder goes down, center of the mat. Inhale, lift back. And exhale, the left shoulder goes down. One more on each side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, the right. Good. And then inhale, lift back. And exhale the left. Through the center together, inhale, lift up. Exhale, the forehead goes down to the ground. Slide the hands underneath your shoulders. Feet are staying together. Press the tops of the feet against the ground. Next, inhale, lift the chest up. Just a couple of inches is all I'm looking for. Once you lift the chest up, squeeze the elbows and squeeze the shoulder blades together. You're going to send the chest forward and imagine you're pulling yourself forward. Imagine you're crawling that way. I like to do that crawling motion just to set it up. Check in with the feet. They're staying on the floor. Press the tops of the feet against the ground so much that the knees lift up. Lots of engagement. The neck is long, and through all of that, you're still breathing. Deep inhales, matching long exhale. The breath is through the nose. Right about now, you should start feeling a little pinch between the shoulder blades. If you're there, amazing. If not, get there. We have another deep inhale. Exhale, forehead goes down to the floor. Feet together, knees apart, push back into your child's pose. We're meeting there just to check in. The body, the breath, the mind, the intention, all that good stuff. Take a few moments. And from this child's pose, baby steps, you're going to start walking the hands back. Roll up your spine vertebra by vertebra. Head is going to come up the last. And then once you get to the top, circle out your head, your neck. Direction doesn't matter, just like you did in the very beginning. Same exact thing. Maybe you can already notice the difference. Then reverse the direction. No need to stay here super long this time around. And we're going to find stillness. Bring the knees together, tuck the toes under, sit back on your heels. Make sure that all 10 toes are getting some action here. Those pinky usually tend to get left out, so make sure you're not doing that today. Bring the arms out in front of you. Clasp hands together, push the palms away from the body, separate the shoulder blades around your back. Then inhale, reach the arms up, send the biceps behind the ears, open up the heart. Exhale, you're going to round a little bit more. Good, inhale, open up. Last one, exhale, round your back. Inhale, open up the heart. You're going to hold it for a second longer than before. The next inhale brings you back to your neutral spine. Release the arms by your sides. Lean forward, tap out the tops of the feet, let it go. And once you let go of that toe stretch, we're going to keep the tops of the feet down on the floor. Roll the heels in towards one another and sit back on your heels. Now make sure the heels are not rolling out. They love doing it, so try to squeeze them in as much as you can so that you get into your shins, into your ankles. And from there, dial the fingertips back, connect the palms to the ground. Heels of your palms are touching the floor. If you need more out of the stretch, you can always micro bend the elbows, but try to keep the heels of the palms down. And then I personally love rocking a little bit side to side, applying more pressure to the right and the left side, kind of alternating between two. As long as the movement is conscious, it's always, always welcome in this practice. And from this one, we're just flipping the palms to face the ceiling. Tops of the hands are down, the fingertips are facing back. You can bend and straighten your elbows a couple of times. You can wiggle your fingers. You can create fists with your hands. You decide for yourself how it's going to look. Whatever comes to your mind or body naturally, that's probably the way to go. And if you're not sure, just try all of the above options. For me right now, keeping the arms straight probably feels the best. But again, that's just me. That's just my body today. The next inhale, lift us out of it. Shake out the wrist. Let it go. Then bring the hands by your sides, tuck the toes under, lift up, coming into standing forward fold at the back of the mat. Bend and straighten your legs a few times, shake it out. And we're finding stillness with the legs. Bring the hands behind your head, clasp the hands together, and slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Vertebra by vertebra, your head is going to come up the last. Take your time. And once you get to the top, release the arms by your sides, close your eyes. Tadasana mountain pose, check in with yourself. The body, the breath, the mind, the intention, all that. Now with your next inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Right hand grabs the left wrist, put up, lean over to the right, look up to the ceiling. Inhale, back up. Switch the grip and go over to the other side, look up again. Inhale, lift you back up. Exhale, lower the hands behind the tailbone. Clasp the hands together. Reach the knuckles down. Press the hips forwards and the chest up. And you're going to keep the hands exactly as they are. Inhale, lifts you up. Bend your knees. Cascade your body over your thighs, letting that one fist you created to fall over your head. Take a moment here. And then with me, bend the right knee. Once you bend the right knee, the right shoulder will come a little closer to it. And you'll start looking towards the left side of the room. But all the movement that you're actually doing is just bending the knee. The rest is going to happen automatically. That's going to highlight the stretch on the left side. We're going to go to the other side, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. Same exact thing, it's just that the left shoulder is turning closer to the left knee. You're looking towards the right side of the room. Highlighting the right side body stretch. And then come back to center. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, drop the hands underneath the shoulders, shake it out, let it go. We're bringing a bit more engagement into this one. Hands on the shins, blocks or floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Pull the chest in closer to your thighs. We'll do this again. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale down. Last one, inhale. As you exhale, walk the hands forward, coming into your high plank. You've been there before, nothing new. Shoulders stack over the wrist, the heels on top of your toes. Nice long plank, the body's parallel to the ground. And this is where we're going to start getting into our vinyasas together. Take a moment to prepare. From here with me, inhale, push the shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog, open up the heart. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. We're meeting in that upside down V shape. No need to walk the hands or the feet in any closer together. They should be absolutely perfect. If you want to move, you can bend and straighten your legs a couple of times, checking in with this pose, with this downward facing dog, with your body in it. And then we're going to do this thing that I do quite often in my practices, so you might have done it with me before. We'll flow through this vinyasa 3 more times right now, and then until the end of the practice, all vinyasas are going to be optional. So let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Next, inhale, lift the heels, round yourself forward, high plank pose. Same as we did for spinal wave, nothing has changed. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows and halfway down, hold. Inhale, upward facing dog, open up the heart. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. We have 2 more together. Inhale, lift the heels, round yourself forward, high plank pose. Take your time with these transitions. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga, they're framing the ribcage. Inhale, upward facing dog, open the heart. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. One last time, inhale, lift the heels, round your spine, articulate your spine coming into that plank. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. We're meeting there. Upside down V shape should feel good. Try to separate the shoulder blades like you did in the very first one. Again, getting out of your shoulders into your lats. And this is how we'll go to the right side of our body. The next inhale, right leg goes all the way up to ceiling. Any movements with the right leg, whatever comes to your mind, you can explore that. You can circle out the hip flexor, you can bend and straighten your leg, you can circle out the ankle. You're creating the practice for yourself. Good. And the next inhale, straighten the right leg all the way up to ceiling. Open up the hip, point the toes. Exhale, the right knee's coming in and up. Touch your nose here as much as you can. Step the right foot between the hands. Left knee goes down to the floor. Melt the chest over the right thigh. Allow the head to drop down. If you're using your blocks today, the hands can go on top of your blocks. I love doing that. And then make sure front knee and ankle are in one line. That's a non-negotiable if you want to feel the hips. We're taking another moment here. Keep it a very passive stretch for yourself. Use the gravity, use the weight of your own body to open up the hips. We're going to start moving in just a moment. The next inhale, chest comes up just a couple of inches is all I'm looking for. Exhale, the hips are sinking tiny bit lower. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale down. You don't even have to see the movement, just feel it. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold it here, flex the right foot, keep the hands where they are, start pushing back, trying to get into your half split. If the leg doesn't go all the way straight, that's okay, because we'll do this again, but keep the hands where they were. Inhale, bend your right knee again. Exhale, push back. This is going to be 1 inch deeper than before. Last one together. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, push back. You're getting into the deepest house put so far in the practice. Bottom of the ribcage down, crown of the head is going forward. You're almost digging the heel down and back through the mat. You're pushing through the hands. So many things are happening. Remember about the breath. Now we're starting to move again. Inhale, chest comes up a couple of inches. Exhale, bottom of the ribcage down. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale down. Try to keep the right leg as straight as possible. One last time. Inhale. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee off the floor. You're coming into a really weird, really long pyramid pose with the back heel lifted, front toes lifted. Remember, your hands can be on the blocks. Make sure they're comfortable on some kind of surface because we'll need this. And one last time. Inhale. Chest comes halfway up. Body comes parallel to the ground. Lift the back heel higher up and then separate the shoulder blades. Slide your right leg back and up. Open up the hip point and the right toes. From this down dog split, bend your right knee. Look over the left shoulder. You can stay here or carefully flip the dog, stepping the right foot behind you, lifting the hips up and then reaching the right end towards the front of the room. Lift the hips a little bit higher, but then forget the word back bend. I want you to think about heart opener. How much more can you open your heart in this one? We're flipping back around. Right leg goes all the way up. Open up the hip point and the toes. Right knee is going to come in to touch the right triceps. You know me, I don't joke about that stuff, so actually touch the triceps here. And then with a lot of control, step the right foot outside the right hand. Heel toe the right foot in a little bit closer. You don't need super wide stance on this one. And then squeeze the right knee to the right triceps. Left hand stays down, right arm reaches up. Simple twist. The back leg is super strong and straight. This is your stability leg, but the front knee is still bent. The left hip is going to try to drop. I want you to keep it lifted, or at least try to. The strong and straight left leg is going to help you with that. Exhale, right hand goes back down inside the right foot. You're going to keep squeezing the right knee to the right triceps. Here's the deal. The back leg is not moving. The back heel is staying on top of your toes to try and keep the hips closed. Right hand stays down, left arm reaches up. If the balance is good, look up. If the balance is shaky, look down. That's okay because this one really offsets the balance, I would know. Good. With a lot of control, you're going to lower the back heel down on the ground, 90-degree angle. Inhale, lift yourself up, coming into warrior two. Nice long stand. The gaze is towards the front of the room. Rotate the front palm, exhales in the right arm up, left hand down, no weight in the bottom hand. If you feel anything in the lower back, look down. That's what usually happens to me. Together, inhale, straighten the front leg, just the knees moving. Stay here for the exhale. The next inhale, lift you all the way up to standing. We're going to heel toe the left foot in much closer, about 5 times to shorten the stance. Don't be afraid to do it, I promise you. Then send the hips back and reach the right hand forward. When you can go further, tilt foot, triangle, gaze goes up. Know it in the bottom hand. That is partly why I asked you to bring the back foot in a little bit closer so that you cannot even touch the front leg. Trust your obliques, trust your side body. You want to feel that nice stretch going down the left side right now. Keep looking up because wherever you're looking is where the chest is going. And then to get a little bit more stability, look down. Bend the front knee. We're floating the back foot. Take your time with this transition. Grip through the toes of the standing leg. Push down to grow up. It sounds ridiculous, but try to do that. And then flex the floating foot. Imagine it's pressed against the back wall. Keep the breath going. This is where we tend to start holding it. So really bring our awareness to it. We'll do another deep inhale in this one. As you exhale, start bending the standing leg. Take your time. Smile if you need to. If you're falling out of it, just get back into it. That's okay. The side of your body is trying to touch the right thigh. And then with a lot of control, step your left foot as far back as you can, coming into one more warrior two. See if you can get it a little bit deeper than the one before. Bring your right elbow inside the right knee to push it out and open up the hip even more. Left arm reaches up and over, extended side angle, look up to the ceiling. We'll do one of my favorite arm variations here. Bring the top arm behind your head. Grab the left wrist with the right and then pull it down. Spin the chest up, try to make the top elbow disappear behind your head. And nothing changes, look up. You're gonna start straightening the front leg. This is scary, it offsets the balance a lot, so go very, very slowly. You go fast, you lose balance, almost guaranteed. Good, and we're gonna keep looking up, keep the arms. This one is gonna be a challenge, but it's gonna be a short one. Inhale lifts you all the way up to standing up. Legs are working like crazy. Separate the hands. Bring the right toes in to face the side of the room. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold all the way down the midline. Wide-legged forward fold. I'm gonna give you an option to do whatever it is that you wanna do here. You can just hang heavy and I'll be totally fine with that. You can grab your ankles or outer blades of your feet and pull the crown of the head down, pushing into the outer blades of the feet, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. That is probably my favorite variation. Some more for you can walk your hands through the legs. If inversions are within your practice, you might want to go into a handstand. Why not? There's some time for that. Whatever you're doing, as long as you're wise there, as long as you know why you're doing this, I'm totally, totally happy. We'll do another breath here. And then exhale, drop the hands underneath the shoulders. If by any chance your feet are not on the ground, get them down on the floor. And together, inhale, halfway lift. Heel to your feet closer together about 3 times, really shortening the stance again. And then exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, walk the hands to the top of the mat. If you have your blocks, this is a beautiful time to use them as well, especially if the hands are not comfortably on the floor. If not, you can still stay hanging heavy with your chest over the right thigh. We're getting deeper into the right hamstring. I want you to make sure that the left heel, the back foot, is completely on the floor. Starting to move here as well. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale down. Last one, inhale. As you exhale, walk the hands over to the right again. This is where the fun begins. You're crossing the right leg over the left. And you're facing the other side of the room, toes and heels out. You're in the cross-legged forward fold. Close your eyes if you need to. You'll start feeling the side of your legs. At least that's where we're getting with this. This is your IT bend. Say hello. And just like any other forward fold, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift up. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, walk the hands straight in front of you. That means to the side of the room. Lower your knees down on the ground with the right knee in front of the left. Keep the feet separated. And then just to test it out, grab your block if you're using one today, and then sit on top of the block. If you're not using the block today, just sit on the floor. And if the block is something that you're not really feeling today, just sit on the floor as well. You're creating the intensity of this practice. But wherever you are, make sure that the right glute is grounded on the floor. I'm kind of happy that my butt is facing you right now because you will be able to see that right hip, it likes to lift up, but you really want to ground it down. Then maybe stay sitting upright, maybe start folding forward. With all those amplifications, modifications, I want you to be very, very honest with yourself. There's no need to create a shape. What you want is to feel, right? So you're starting to fold forward, you're not feeling anything. Maybe that's not something that you should be doing right now. Usually whenever you sit on the block and start folding forward, you're just getting yourself out of the pose. So again, be very, very mindful with your movements. Know your why. Is there a reason for you to move? And if there is no reason for you to move, be very lazy in this practice. I always say this. We're going to stay here for just another breath or so. So enjoy this pose. I personally love it. It's one of my favorites in the practice. And then with your next inhale, if you're leaning forward, lift yourself back up. If you're sitting on the block, you can stay sitting on the block for the next pose as well. We're simply separating the legs and we're sending them as far out as we can. Come into your wide-legged seated position. Peel the flesh away from your sit bones. Point or flex your feet, doesn't really matter what you do here. Bring the hands super close to your glutes and straighten out the spine. If this is enough today, you're staying here. If you need a little bit more, you can start leaning forward. And then if you decide to bring the hands in front of you, imagine you're pulling yourself that way. Imagine there's something sticky on the floor, or maybe you're pulling on the rope. The power of imagination, whatever you need for this. The shoulders away from the ears. One thing I love saying, remember that this is a forward fold, not a down fold. So you really want to go forward, not down. And the further forward you go, the closer to the ground you get. Yes, that is true, but it's not the goal. I want you to keep the engagement. Point or flex your feet. That part is also up to you. Good. Another breath here. And the next inhale, we're going to lift ourselves back up. Walk the hands back up. If you're leaning forward, if the hands are in front of you. And bring the hands underneath your knees. Slide the feet in. The knees are going to face up to the ceiling. Toes are out. The heels are in. The back is straight. Bring the hands at the heart center in prayer. Push the elbows into your knees. And without moving your legs, this is just a hip movement, not a leg movement, you're going to draw both knees over to the back of the room, to the right, so that the right leg is in front. Good. And then make sure that the front shin, the right shin is parallel to the edge of the mat. And you're walking the hands to what used to be the back of the room. Now it's our new front of the room for a little bit. Very confusing, but go with it. I promise you, if I got you somewhere, I'm going to get you out of it. Keep those two 90-degree angles. This is not your pigeon pose yet. And if you've practiced with me before, you know this pose really well. So embrace it for what it is. It has a lot to offer. Don't try to make it something it is not. As we're getting into this stretchy part of the practice, again, remember about the breath. Focus on that. But also come back to your intention. Come back to stillness that you had in the very beginning. Things might have changed. They might have modified. That's okay. We're looking to bring that awareness back. And then if there's something happening with the right hip or the right knee, or if simply you're loving this pose a lot, you can stay here for another round. If none of the above, we're transitioning to pigeon together. The right foot is going to go down. Straighten the left leg all the way back behind you. Lift the right hip off the floor. And then you'll have to send the right knee out more to open up the hip and push the back leg further back. It takes a lot of movements to transition from that 90-90 pose into your pigeon, but don't be afraid to move on the mat. And then once you've found your pose, once you've found your space here, hold it. Let the body become very, very heavy. Let the gravity take over. Trust the practice. Trust this pose. And again, use your breath intentionally. Inhales are creating more space, and then exhales are getting you deeper. One cannot happen without the other. Just a couple of more breaths. I personally love rocking a little bit side to side. If you decide to take that option, make sure you're not dropping all the way to the right or the left. This is simply to explore. And with your next inhale, you're going to walk the hands back up to lift the chest. And then bend your left leg without dropping to the right hip. Send the left hand behind you, grabbing foot or ankle, quad stretch. Push the heel and send your left shoulder forward a little bit more, trying to square off your shoulders. They're parallel to the edge of the mat. Again, used to be back edge, now it's the front edge. Don't let it get to you. And we're letting that go. Draw back down to your forearms. Shoulders stack over the elbows. Tuck the left toes under. Lift the left knee off the floor. And then step the right foot straight back behind you, coming into your forearm plank. You've been in that one before, nothing new. Let's take a deep inhale. Very slowly lower the hips down to the ground. And then pull the chest through the arms, opening the heart and tuck your toes. Good. Inhale, straighten the elbows. The hips are staying down on the ground. And then slide the right arm underneath your left armpit, lower down on your belly. It's going to be very tempting to roll on the right shoulder, but don't do it. Bring the left hand next to your left hip, and then maybe rest the right ear down. If it doesn't touch the ground today, that's okay. I want you to start feeling the right triceps, the right shoulder, and I want you to remember one thing. Yoga is about balance, and it applies to literally everything. So the moment you notice that the right shoulder dropped way lower than the left, you know you're off alignment, and probably you will not really feel a lot. That's another way to know that you're probably out of alignment. So you still have some time. If you need to wiggle around, by all means go for it. And then without overthinking it, just have fun with that one. You're going to roll on your back. Roll on your back should be pretty easy. You will probably roll off your mat, so center yourself back. And once you're back in the center of the mat, bring the knees into your chest and give yourself a nice loving hug. You can rock side to side, massaging your back, massaging your hips. Take a few moments thanking yourself for the commitment on the mat, commitment to the practice. We still have another side to go. So let's start rocking up and down. We're starting to gain momentum. And we'll use that momentum to rock ourselves all the way up into standing forward fold. Top of the mat, if you can get there without using your hands, great. If not, still great. Just get there. You can bend and straighten your legs once you're in the forward fold. And we're bringing more engagement into this one. Hands on the shins, blocks or floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Pull the chest in closer to your thighs. We'll do this again. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, fold. Last one, inhale. As you exhale, step back, coming into your high plank, shoulders over the wrist, the heels on top of your toes. Remember I told you that vinyasas were going to be optional. I'm going to keep my promise. So if you're not feeling like going through a vinyasa, just push the hips back and up, arrive into downward facing dog, and this is where you will meet me. If you are feeling your vinyasa, you're moving with me. Inhale, push the shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Wherever you are, however you got there, this is where we're meeting. Upside down V-shape, beautiful, beautiful posture. Push the hips back and up a little bit more. You can bend and straighten your legs. And no surprises, this is how we go to the left side. So with your next inhale, left leg goes all the way up to the ceiling. Any movements with the left leg, whatever comes to your mind, you can explore that. Circle out the hip flexor, bend and straighten your legs. Circle out your ankle. You know what to do. The next inhale, straighten the left leg up to the ceiling. Open up the hip, point the toes. Exhale, your left knee's coming in and up. Touch your nose here. You know me, I'm not joking. Step the left foot between the hands. Right knee goes down to the floor. Melt the chest over your left thigh and allow the weight of your body to open up the hips. Notice that if your left knee is in front of the ankle, all you need to do is just push yourself back, really. There's even no point of wiggling that front foot further forward or doing anything crazy. It's very, very simple. But make sure the knee is stacked over the ankle. That's the only way you will feel the hips, at least the way that I want you to feel them right now. We're starting to move. Again, inhale, chest comes up a little bit. Exhale, hips are sinking tiny bit lower. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale down. Good. Last one. Inhale. Hold it here. Flex your left foot. Keep the hands where they are. Start pushing back. Trying to keep your chest on the left thigh. If the leg is not all the way straight, that's okay because we'll do this again. Inhale. Bend your left knee. Exhale. Push back. Trying to get 1 inch deeper than before. Last one. Inhale. Bend your left knee. Exhale, push back. This is going to be the deepest half split so far in the practice. Bottom of the ribcage down, crown of the head is going forward. You're digging the heel down and back through the mat. So many things are happening. Good. This one is very, very active. The previous one was passive. This one is active. This practice is balanced all around. And together, inhale, chest comes up, the legs stay straight. Exhale, bottom of the ribcage down. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Hold it here. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee off the floor. We're going to fold over the left thigh, allowing the weight of your body to open up the left hamstring a little bit more. Make sure hands are comfortable on some kind of surface. If it's blocks, great. If it's floor, great. Doesn't matter where, as long as you're pushing away. Inhale, chest comes halfway up. Lift the back heel higher up. Separate the shoulder blades. Push away from the ground and slide your left leg back and up. Open up the hip. Down dog split again. If the hands are on the blocks, step them down to the floor so that you have more stability. Bend your left knee, look over the right shoulder. You can stay here or step the left foot behind you, coming into dancer's bridge. Beautiful heart opener. Push into the right hand to send the chest into the right foot. Don't push into the right hand. Push into the right foot to send the chest a little bit further forward. Send the chest to chase the left hand. One more breath here. And then flip back around, right leg goes, left leg goes all the way up. Wow, I'm on fire. Stay with me here. And then exhale, squeeze your left knee into the left triceps, in and up as much as you can. With a lot of control, you're going to step the left foot outside the left hand. Heel to the left foot in closer. You don't need super wide stance here. And then once you get there, squeeze your left knee to the left triceps, making sure the inner thigh is engaged. Back leg stays strong and straight. Right and down, left arm reaches up. Simple twist, you're looking up to the ceiling. Push into the bottom hand and lift yourself a little bit higher. Push down to grow up. Again, sounds ridiculous, but I know you will get it if you try. And then exhale, lower your left hand down inside the left foot again. The deal stays the same. The back leg is not moving. The back heel is on top of your toes. Spin the heel on top of your toes even more to exaggerate. Left hand stays down. Right arm reaches up. You're working on trying to keep this twist with your hips closed. That's the only way you're actually twisting your spine. Good. And then if the balance is good, look up. If the balance is shaky, look down. That is okay with me. With a lot of control, only now you're going to lower the back heel down 90-degree angle, press into the outer blade of the right foot and lift yourself up, coming into your warrior two. The gaze is towards the front of the room. Take a moment here, bend the front knee a little bit more, and then rotate the front palm, exalt. Left arm up, right and down, no weight in the bottom hand. If you feel anything in the lower back, look down. That's what usually happens to me. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, lift your back up. Good. We're going to heel toe the back foot in much closer, about 5 times, shortening the stance. And once you get there, send the hips back and reach the left hand forward. When you can go further, tilt for a triangle, gaze goes up, no weight in the bottom hand. Look up to the ceiling, push the top shoulder behind you more. Good. I want you to feel it in the right side body right now. Trust your obliques, they're strong enough to hold you. And then we're looking down. Bend the front knee a little bit more and then float the back foot. Take your time with this transition. There's never any rush in this practice. There's no need for you to do it. You have time. Flex the floating foot. Imagine it's pressed up against the back wall and then grip through the toes of the standing leg. No need for support from the bottom hand, I promise you. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, start bending the standing leg. You're just bending the standing leg. The knee joint is moving. So what? You've done way harder things in life, I promise you. Side of your body is trying to touch the left thigh. With a lot of control, step the right foot as far back as you can, coming into your warrior two again. See if you can get deeper than before. 1 inch is what I'm looking for. And then from here, left elbow inside the left knee. Right arm reaches up and over, extended side angle. Look up. We're going to do that arm variation again, top arm behind the head. Grab the right wrist with the left hand and pull it down. Spin the chest up. And you're going to keep the arm variation. Keep looking up. Straighten the front leg. Go very slowly. You go fast, you will lose balance. Keep looking up here. Keep the arms exactly as they are. The next inhale, lift yourself up to standing up. Legs are working. Good. And then separate the hands. You're going to bring the right heel and toes out, hands at the heart center in prayer, start bending the knees sideways. Getting into goddess pose, I like to move a little bit side to side. Work on sending the tailbone down, the chest is staying lifted. Remember about the breath. Good, and we're going to find stillness. Keep pushing the knees out. Hands are going to come to your knees, fingertips in, lean forward a little bit more. With me, take a deep inhale. Exhale, the right shoulder goes down towards the center of the mat. Let's do it again. Inhale back up. Exhale, the left shoulder goes down. One more on each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, the right. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, the left. Good. Inhale through the center. You're going to lift yourself up. Exhale, lower the hands down. The knees are staying exactly as they are. Nothing has changed. Walk the hands forward right in front of you, lowering the knees down. This is the same exact pose. You just switched the planes. So now you're on the floor. Your knees are in line with your hips. Your knees are in line with your ankles. Everything is perfectly aligned. Doesn't matter how close to the ground you get. The gravity force, the weight of your body is going to start getting you deeper. You can relax here. You can enjoy this one, closing your eyes. Just being. I used to really dislike this pose, and as of the last couple of months, I'm starting to get a hang of it. So if you're in the point where you're not really a fan of this pose, somehow, I can tell you now, it's getting better. Let's do another couple of breaths here. Being, feeling, getting nice and deep into those hips. And then I'll tell you this now, there's absolutely no pretty way of getting out of this pose, so you're on your own here. But we're going to meet in the wide-legged forward fold. How you get there is really up to you. I like to bring the feet in a little bit closer for that, and then just go for it. You can bend and straighten your legs if you need to. Center yourself on the mat. You'll probably have to do that one as well. Good, and then together, inhale, halfway lift. If the legs are super far away from one another, bring them in a little bit closer. They should be a tiny bit wider than the shoulders. And then exhale, fold again. Together, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk the hands over to the top of the mat, bringing all 10 toes to face the front of the room. Your hands are framing the left leg. The hands can be on the blocks. You already know this one. Make sure the hips are parallel to the ground. You're folding over the left thigh. You're letting go. This is your regular pyramid pose, so make sure the back heel is staying grounded. And starting to move. Inhale, chest comes up. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Last one, inhale. Good. As you exhale, walk the hands over to the left again. You're crossing your legs. You're turning to face the other side of the room. Left leg is in front of your right. You're folding over the big cross you have just created. Little tip for you, the closer the legs together, the easier it will be. So if you need to bring them closer in. Then with me, inhale, chest comes up again. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Walk the hands towards the side of the room right in front of you, and then lower your knees down on the floor. You're going to separate the legs, and you decide for yourself if you want to sit on the block, place it between your heels. If block is not enough and you're sitting on the floor, go for it. Sit on the floor, just avoid sitting on that right heel. It's a cheat, I know that one. I've been doing that for years. Try to push the left hip a little bit more down, and then maybe sitting upright or maybe folding forward. Again, two things about folding forward. First of all, this is a forward fold, not a down fold, right? So you want to lean forward. If that means that the forearms are not on the ground, if that means that you need the blocks in front of you, do that. That is totally okay with me. And then another thing, once you start leaning forward, the left hip is going to try to lift up. So control that part, because if you lean forward and lift the left hip off the floor or off the block, then you're getting yourself out of the pose, not deeper in. Why would you want to do that? Mindful practice. Close your eyes. Tune into your body. Listen to the response that you're getting to all these movements, all these stretches. Good. And with your next inhale, you're going to lift yourself back up. We're coming back to seated. If you're sitting on the block, you won't need it for the next pose anymore. We're simply sliding the knees out and bringing the soles of the feet together. Grab the toes, straighten out the spine first, and then start pulling yourself forward. Use the strength of your thighs to push the knees out. Shoulder blades gliding down the back, neck is super, super long. Breath is everything in this practice. Just like always, use the inhales, the exhales. Inhales are there to create more space. Exhales are pushing you deeper. Beautiful job. Inhale, lift you back up. We're going to bring the hands underneath the knees. Bring the feet out and send the knees up to face the ceiling. Straighten out the spine. Bring the hands at the heart center in prayer. Elbows are pressed against the knees. You're tall, right? You're growing tall. You're sending the crown of the head up. And then without moving your legs, it's just the hip movement. You're going to draw both knees over to the back of the room, so that the left shin is parallel to the back edge of the mat. The left leg is going to be kind of in front, right? Because the back edge is becoming our front edge. Hands are coming in front of your left shin. Walk the hands towards that side. This is a 90-90 pose, so you're creating two 90-degree angles with your legs. Check. And if you have that, great. If not, you can adjust, but don't try to make this pose something it is not. Particularly pigeon. Remember about the breath, the intention, the mind. One day I'll count how many times of practice I do that little reminders. But this is so, so, so important. Without those things, this is just another fitness class or just another stretch class. And while it's great, there is a way to get a little bit more out of it. Why not? Good. And remember, you can stay here for another round. There are a few reasons for that. One is the hip, another is the knee. If there's something happening today with those two, then stay in this pose longer. If you're simply loving this pose, that's a valid reason enough to stay here for another round as well. But if you want to go into your pigeon with me, then transitioning together, left foot goes down. Right leg goes all the way back behind you. Lift the left hip off the floor. And then send your left knee out more. Send your entire body back a little bit further. Lots of movements, but this is how we arrive into our pigeon pose. One of my personal favorite hip openers. Very tricky, so if you're not sure if you're doing it correctly, there's actually a tutorial on the website, on the platform. Make sure to check it out, that you're getting the most out of the stretch. And then if you know your alignment, if you know your middle ground, feel free to explore. Maybe rock side to side. You can also prop yourself up, bringing something under the chest, under the forehead, making it more of a restorative pose. We have about 2 to 3 more breaths here. Good. And with your next inhale, walk the hands back up, lift the chest. Without dropping to the left hip, bend your right knee and send the right hand behind you, grabbing foot or ankle, quad stretch. Start pulling the right heel and send the right shoulder forward more. Breathe. Imagine that one day your right heel is going to touch the ground. Why not? And we're going to let it go. Drop down on the forearms one last time in this practice. We're tucking the right toes under, lift the right knee off the floor. And then step the left foot all the way back behind you, coming into your forearm plank. Gazes between the forearms, bodies parallel to the floor. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, hips go down to the floor. Untuck your toes, pull the chest through the arms, opening the heart. Draw the shoulder blades down. The back neck is super, super long. And from there, extend the elbows, lifting them off the floor. Keep the hips down. Left arm goes underneath the right armpit. Lower the body down, lower the belly down, not the side of your body. And Then bring the right hand next to your right hip. If you can, lower the left ear down to the floor. If not, maybe a prop. But make sure you're not rolling on the left side all the way. You won't really feel much that way. Remember, this is not about the shape. It's about what it brings to the table for you. And if nothing is happening, just explore. You'll find it, I promise. Let's do about 2 more breaths here. And then very simply, just roll on your back. Have fun with this transition as always. We're meeting on the back. You'll probably be a bit off the mat, so slide yourself to the center. And then bring both knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice, loving, well-deserved hug. You can rock a little bit side to side if that feels good. And then we're going to lower the hands by the sides. Straighten the legs up to the ceiling, flex the feet, take a few moments. I'm going to give you options here. If you want to stay in this pose for longer, you can stay here. If you're flowing with me further, lift the hips and send the feet over your head, coming into your plow pose. If you're in the plow pose, let's get into another shoulder stretch. Clasp the hands together and straighten the arms towards the front edge of the mat. Shoulder blades are walking in a little bit more. And if you're still with me, you're going to bend the knees around the ears. Knees do not have to touch the floor. Most likely they won't. It's okay. Just bend the knees around the ears. And then from there, release the grip of your hands and grab the outer blades of your feet. I know it's crazy, but go with it. I know we're getting out of it very, very soon. The shoulders, or rather the knees, are coming closer to your shoulders. You're pushing them in. Good. And then keep the grip of your hands on the outer blades of your feet. And simply roll yourself out of it, coming into your happy baby. Tailbone goes down. The chest is staying down. The face is the ceiling, but the back, right, the upper back is staying down. You're pulling the knees outside the rib cage. If you need to slide the hands to your ankles or closer to your knees to ground the tailbone down, do that. That's okay with me, but I do want you to focus on nice long back. And then if it feels good, rock a little bit side to side. The key word here, if it feels good. For the first 3 years of my practice, it hurted like hell, so I couldn't really understand why people would ever do it. It changes as your alignment gets better. So the bottom line, if it hurts, don't do it. And from there, we're just going to bend the knees again, bring them into your chest. Let's all meet there, even if you stay with the legs up the wall a little bit longer. And then rock side to side. Taking a moment to thank ourselves for the time on the mat that we gave ourselves today. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, straighten the legs towards the front corners of the rim. Let the arms fall open. Let the legs relax. And arrive into the final posture of the practice, your final Shavasana. I really encourage you to stay here for the next 3 to 5 minutes to allow the body take in everything you just did. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, Yogi. Thank you for trusting me to guide you through this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. And from my heart to yours, namaste.